Hello and welcome to another episode of VanillaTyme. My name is Steph, and this is Season 10, Episode 6. And, oh my, okay, we've done some work in between episodes. Let's start with the tree area and then move around the island. So basically, we've done some work on the trees. We've done some work on the island itself. A little sneak peek there. So what we're gonna do? Oh gosh, I'm being attacked by phantoms. Okay, let me start by sleeping. I am not in control. I am not in control. Okay, phantoms should leave me alone now. I said they should leave me alone. Go away. And he flew into the glass. Oh yeah, the glass is new. Okay, yeah, so let's start with the top. And this is going to be kind of a show and tell episode where I am just going to go over the different things that I've worked on in between episodes. So to start off, yes, we have the big glass box that I've put over the farm over here. And this is just, as I said in the previous episode, to keep mobs from shooting at me while I am using the Happy Ghast. We had an accident with the first Happy Ghast dying to mobs. So let's try and limit how often that happens in the future, shall we? Secondly, when we come over into this area here, you can see I've done some terraforming, additional terraforming. I guess I've terraformed this whole area from the ground up. So we've got some moss over here to kind of just help bleed the top layer from the bottom layer. We've got some mossy cobblestone. If you watch my last season, you'll notice that this is very familiar because this is very similar to the terraforming that we did on the Flintstones base, just without the torch flowers and whatever the other type of flowers are that the sniffers produce. So this is kind of just turned into a more decorative area. I think I need to add some more leaves because I did do a little bit of trim in order to get some, initial saplings for the farm downstairs. So I'll have to build the leaves back out, or maybe I might just regrow a couple of these. We've got some flowers in here. I've actually realized that the cactus flower and the spore blossoms are very similar in shade. And so they actually work really nice together as like one being planted on the ground and the other from the air. I like that. Haven't really done a whole lot with this area, just a little bit of terraforming over here. So I'm just going to continue to work on that. I need to extend this style out into these ones as well. I've started doing that here. And then if we come around here, let me just show you what we've got on this side. So we've got quite a bit of work done here. So I'm just going to give you like a little run around the island here so you can kind of see what we've done. And let me just back up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, like the underwater portion still needs to be developed, but that's something that I can work on off camera as well. I just wanted to make sure that I got the above water area done. This is the part that I'm actually quite happy about because I started doing a little bit of texturing. So you can see we've got the moss over top that's starting to overhang, and then we've got this cobblestone here that's just kind of acting as like this barricade against the water. I forget what that's called when the water kind of like comes up against like comes up against the coastline and creates this sort of like shelf, I guess. And we've only just started to kind of carry that around here. I just wanted to make sure that I got the dirt down. This is really, really geometric. I've started adding a little bit of the shelf here. This is kind of like the early stages, and I still have to like kind of work on the shape and stuff. And then I might change this about a little bit. It's very flat right now. I just kind of wanted to get the back just, covered just to start with. And then we can work on more shape later, so that may look a little bit closer to, maybe not quite like that, but something a little bit more irregular. But if we come back around the front, so we've got this kind of scoop area here. We've started putting in a little bit of the cobble at the bottom here as well, and then we're going to want to bring that around here. This section over here, again, it's a little boxy, so we can do a little bit of work here. I might replace this front bit with some cobblestone. And then later on, I'm also going to start introducing some additional cobblestone, what's it called, the mossy cobblestone, since we have access to that as well. So we can kind of intersperse that a little bit to help break up the grays a little. We might even add some, it's a green tinted one, the tuff. Might add some tuff in there as well. Maybe some andesite and stone. We'll experiment and see what looks good. But it's probably going to be a little reminiscent of last season's quarry in places. So I might pull some of the color palette from that design and work on it a little bit. But if we come downstairs, I can show you what I've been doing under here. So we've got this nice little box here. This might look familiar to you if you watched my last season. This is a rocket maker. So I just pull down the thing, and it just makes rockets. It's really simple. It's another one of those just, sticky piston observer into observer, and it turns on the clock and runs the crafter. So I just feed paper and paper and gunpowder in, and it creates rockets for me. I might add that extra little step that I did last season where we input the sugar cane and it turns it into paper. So yeah, I can take care of that later if I feel like it. Then over here, I have converted this box into a bone meal depository. So if we take this, I don't know if depository is a real word, but we're going to go with it. But yeah, we take some bone meal and we can pop it into here. And it'll just suck it down and shoot it along here. And this is just sending it all the way down into the input for the bone meal down at the tree farm. Pretty cool. And if I want to hold it because maybe the tree farm is full, I can just activate this and it'll lock the hopper underneath it so that the bone meal won't go in. Now, I'm pretty sure that the bone meal chest is not full, so we can let that feed in. So if we come all the way down here, which the farm has been working great, I've been using it a lot, and we are stocked now for birch and oak. What was the other one? Man. What else did I stock with? Oh yeah, we got a little bit of acacia. We've got some, spruce. We've got spruce in there as well. But yeah, so if we come over here, you can see. Oh no, there's stuff in the way. So this is a little bit of a problem with, oh gosh, okay, hang on. There we go. Yeah, I forgot to clean up my mess the last time I used this to make oak. We are using what are these things called? Azalea, yeah, the azalea bushes from the moss farm. Because I actually don't have oak saplings. Yeah, so I'm not using oak saplings. I am using, azalea. The downside is azalea is messy, like the cherry. So they create all these extra leaves, and when the extra leaves go on top of my thing here, it kind of makes a mess, and then the bone meal doesn't go all the way in. So we gotta make sure that it's not doing that. But yeah, that's the basic idea. So it's just feeding down. And I have it set up so that it goes all the way over to the edge with the ice, and then it's got like a little glass bit so it doesn't move too much. So it goes straight down right into that hopper, which is pretty cool. So this thing has been running. I've had to fix it a couple of times. Yeah, it's resets, or I think going into the nether while it's running also shuts it off. Suddenly it winds up in lazy chunks. I have created this nice little walkway here. So we come down here in this direction. This just comes all the way over to the lip. Makes it a little bit easier to get down here if I want. And then we can also come down over here. And I have created this. This is a standard shulker loader. Pretty typical design. I think I built one of these last season. The only difference is that this dispenser is here now. Originally, this was a hopper in the last design, but 121.8, or at least maybe it was 121.7, I'm not sure. It changed something, and I'm not sure what it changed, but the boxes weren't popping up anymore with a hopper here. But adding the dispenser seems to fix the problem because the observer triggers the dispenser, and that allows the sorry, not this dispenser, this dropper here. Sorry, this dispenser was always here. This dropper here used to be a hopper. So if we actually open this up here, so there's like the barrel here where you put your shulker boxes, and then there's like a couple hoppers that goes into this dispenser. So now it goes into a dropper, and so when this gets pulled back, it powers the dropper and the dispenser. So the dropper pops the box into the dispenser pops up into here. And then this box will just have full shulker boxes of bamboo blocks, like this one, that it'll get when it's full. I'm not actually sure how much is in here. So the downside is that I don't have access to the output of the farm until a full shulker box has been filled and dropped in here. But I can tell that there's no overflow because otherwise this hopper would have something in it. But I figured I'd set this up because we wound up with quite a few blocks of bamboo, and it was getting to the point where I was getting more than I was spending. So I needed a bulk storage solution, and this is it. So you've just got this chest here that we originally had the blocks popping up in. So now that just feeds into a hopper that goes into the system here. So nice, easy peasy. And I don't have to worry about overflow. And I think that's pretty much it on the initial display. Our mob heads have gotten out of control, and I think we need to create a new place to put these. One thing that I was thinking about developing, I will say this. I'm starting to build out of like other blocks besides dark oak, just because the 1x1 tree farm. I haven't built the 2x2 yet, so the 1x1 tree farm has been like where a lot of my wood's been coming from. That's not been bamboo. So yeah, we've been building out of oak a little bit over here. We started to use spruce in the fencing and stuff. So yeah, just starting to experiment with more different colors. This underground is not meant to be super pretty. It's meant to be functional. So this is why it looks ugly as shit. This is like my redstone heaven. Like, I like mess. I love this like messy, unorganized, redstone exposed nonsense everywhere with just like a few guardrails to make sure I don't fall. Like, it's great. I love this. The pretty stuff goes up top. The functional stuff comes underneath. If you watched last season, you'll remember that I had a lab, and the lab was ugly as crap. So we're just extending that. But you can see now we've got all this open space here that's just got all this water underneath it. So what I might actually do is just come over here with a bunch of lava buckets, even just one lava bucket, I guess, and turn the whole floor from water into either stone or cobblestone. And that'll give me this nice big platform. Don't worry about that. Nice big platform to work with, and I can just build on top of it. So, because right now, like every time I want to build down at water level here, I have to do like what I did here, where I have to create a platform and then I can build on top of the platform. It's kind of annoying. So I'm thinking maybe I just bypass that entirely by just making the floor all stone. This would also keep all of the drowns that occasionally pop up from spawning. Now, I have limited the spawns because of the what are these things called? The light sources down here, the sea lanterns, and it helps. But there are dark spots. So if I go night vision, turn this off, and we get out of the water because I currently have night vision due to conduit power. You can see there's some dark spots, and I could run around and try and light up all the dark spots. Which I might do at some point, but like it's gonna be a lot easier to ensure that I don't get attacked by just creating a barrier between here and the water. And then if I want to then go in and drain parts of the water, like I've done with the farm over here, I could still do that. I would just go in and break the stone and then sponge out whatever area I need underneath. Still have to put up walls and stuff, but that's okay. So, what do we want to do today? Today we want to... I might be biting off more than I can chew in this episode, but I think we're going to do a little bit of surface terraforming and make this area look a little bit more complete. We're either going to do that or we're going to build a house. I haven't decided yet. I want a storage system, but I think the storage system is going to go underground. So what I would like to do is build myself a home up top. Maybe like even here facing this way so that it faces into the villagers here. So that I can like AFK here and then I can leave my house and do my trades and then come back in. Because right now I'm just, this is my house. Yeah, tiny house. It's not very nice, is it? I would like something bigger. And I was thinking, since we've got our own little island here, there's a house that's on an island in a certain Disney animated show that I really like called The Owl House. And this ain't no boiling isles. That would be a monstrous project that I don't have the capacity to build. But I figured custom terraforming my own little island and then putting the Owl House on top of it would be kind of cute. So I think I'm going to try and design that, and then we're going to build it up right here. I just need to decide which direction I want it facing. Because on the one hand, I want it to face out so that I can look at it. But on the other hand, I want it this way. Maybe I'll have it facing out, and then I'll just put a back door in. That might be a good idea. And then we can finally get rid of these cows. And then the storage system will come next. I did promise in a previous episode that I was going to show you some work that I was doing on the copper golems. I have not done that work. I haven't done any work on it. I'm sorry. So yeah, I still have to do that. But that'll come later. We still don't have the plugins updated for the Copper update yet, so the only access I have to Copper Golems is either in my single-player creative world or on my Bedrock server. So yeah, work needs to be done. But what I can do is put the storage system somewhere like down here. Like this should be enough space for a storage system, and then I can just feed the like an input from the house where I can just dump stuff, and it'll just go into an automatic storage system down below, which then I can access from my bottom platforms. So that's the plan. So once I get a design going for the house, then I think I'll bring you back and we can start working on that. So my next clip is going to be either showing off the work I've done on the terraforming or building the house. Alrighty, it's about a week later. I have finished the design for my base. Starter base? Big base? I don't know. It's a bit bigger than I thought it was going to be, but as you can see, I've cleared out the crops over here, so they are not in the way. I've also moved the enchanting table, or rather I've removed it. I'll find a permanent home for it later, but I think it's just sitting in here right now. And then the eggs from the egg chest have been moved, and I've also moved the wood chest we had over here from the manual farming over in the corner there. Over here, the cows. Yes, the cows and the mushrooms. I have migrated 2 mushrooms over to Harding's base, and the rest are now over here. And if you're wondering how I got the mushrooms over, I basically just dropped them down this chute over here. There's that underground tunnel that goes all the way over to the ladder, and then I just dug out a little hole down in the ladder that goes directly over to the underground path that leads over to his base. So that's taken care of. And now we need to build a house. So we have a material list. So let me gather the materials for that up. And then once I have that all ready and laid out in front of me, we can get this started. All right, so I've got my bulk materials ready here. I'm going to need some more stuff, but okay, that was a lot of rewards. Most of it is in here, and anything that's not, I'm just going to craft on the spot. I think I need some like yellow candles and things like that, which I may have to go back to the shopping district for. But I have enough that I can get the framework done, and then I can fill in the smaller details for anything that I'm missing at the end. So without any further ado, let's get started. Ta-da! It is that's unfortunately placed. This is the Owl House. So for those of you who haven't seen it, it's a show on Disney, and it got 3 seasons. It is amazing. And long story short, this is a version of the house. This is my version of the house. It ain't perfect. This is supposed to be a giant eye in stained glass, and it's a little bit on the small side. But I wanted to make sure that I got the general shape, which is kind of like this sloping, vertical, and then kind of slopes out to the side. There's like a bit of a fallen castle bit here. There's supposed to be like a bigger castle bit in the background. which kind of is being taken up by this thing. But outside of that, let me take you inside and I can kind of walk you through it. Now, I am going to be doing a little bit more interior, like I need to put a carpet in, and I might add some more stuff. Some things need to go up on the wall here. I'm going to put in some posters and some other knickknacks and whatnot, and I need more shelving along the walls. But this is the couch that they pretty much sit on through most of their show whenever they're just hanging out in the room. This is the second couch. I had to switch this door and this couch, the orientation, just to fit in the staircase that goes right here. But we've got our fireplace, we've got candles everywhere. I'm going to want more candles over here. And then if we come into the back here, so this is what is going to turn into the staircase to the basement. I am not going to be making the basement from the show. This is actually going to lead into my automated storage area when it is made. And that can go directly down into the underbelly of the island, just right behind the sugarcane farm. Now if we come through here, we've got kind of like a double door system here. Now, I think these are supposed to be about the same width. I made this a little bit wider so you get more of an arch here. And if we come into the back, we get the kitchen. So this is kind of like the kitchen dinette area. It's also where they do like a bit of potion making. So I'm probably going to add maybe a cauldron here and some other bits. There's supposed to be like potion brewing stuff and cooking supplies like all along the walls here. And I'm thinking once we get the new shelf block, I'm going to use them for that and just absolutely fill the walls with everything I can think of. But we've got like our little like cooking furnace setup area. We've got a little closet here. We've got some more not closet, but a pantry over here next to a fridge. And if we come out the back, that leads out into our villager trading area. Now, if we come back inside, there's also the staircase up. This is where it gets a little weird just due to the space and the dimensions of the build. The interior of the house didn't really make sense in conjunction with how the shape of the outside of the build is. That's cartoons for you. I don't know what to do here, so I sort of made my own thing. So, I think there's supposed to be 3 rooms and a bathroom. I got 2 rooms. I could probably fit a bathroom across this wall, but the roof is very low. If we actually break into it over here, I'll show you what I mean. Like, it's not very tall, so I wasn't really sure what to do with it, so I just blocked it up for now. But if we come in here, we've got Ida's room. So this is kind of like her nest that she sleeps on, and there's just like mirrors all over the walls. So again, I need to do some more detailing here. It's like a standing mirror, and there's like a little kind of like walkway out into the castle bit. And this is supposed to be like some, I think, like old, forgot how easy that is to break. Some like old overgrowth kind of tree bit. Wasn't really sure what to do with it, so we just used resin, a little pot that's setting up on the ledge here. And this was actually supposed to be part of this roof part, but it wound up being way too tall. And this is actually supposed to be a walkout. I had to add the ladder. So this is about as close as I could get. I do also want to add some dead brain coral fans here just to act like a little bit more of a litter. I just don't have them right now, so I'm going to have to go look for them. And these are supposed to be like drapes, kind of like creating like a bit of an overhang. I'm not super happy with it, but it gets the point across, I think, at least if you've seen the show. And then if we come over into this little side door, this room's not finished, but this is Luz's room, and it's got the little exterior. We've got a bed here. I need to do the interior for this. It's just going to be mostly shelves and just some storage items. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the upstairs. And there's one more little bit that's not super interesting, but there is a side compartment here that just kind of goes through, leads into the main room here, and then you can go straight through to get outside without having to go through the kitchen. As you can see, it's kind of broken up into essentially 3 segments. So you've got the main house. Did I miss a whole section of? Oh no, it's supposed to be like that, right? Because these bits are kind of onto it. It looks weird when it's only those 2. I think I was debating running that all the way across, but decided not to. I don't know. Let me know what you think there. But yeah, so there's 3 portions. So there's the main house, there's the tower here, and then there's the little greenhouse style bit, which is where the kitchen sits. And they almost feel like 3 different like builds, kind of just slapped together and just like stitched in, almost like the house was built like after the castle had already like fallen into disrepair. A house sprung up here, and then they needed an extra living quarter bit, so they added this part in the back, almost like an afterthought. So did my best to try and recreate it, and like I said, I'm gonna add more details later. So by the next episode, you'll probably see a little bit more done, and I may add a little bit of my own little custom flourish just to give it a little bit more of a finished look. A lot of these back doors look very kind of just incomplete just because there's no overhang or anything. And that is by design because that is how the Owl House build kind of looks. But it looks kind of weird in Minecraft because these doors are supposed to be a bit more rounded. We can't really do that. So I may take some of the green, blue. I don't know what color warped is. It's a teal. Anyway, I'll take the teal and I might add a bit of an overhang, kind of like what we have in the front, maybe here as well, just to give it a little bit more definition so it doesn't look so flat. But I think that's about it, and I think that's going to do it for today's video. So if you like what you saw and you want to see more, I got to get out of my Halloween costume because it's November. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you next time. Goodbye! This is a really cool build, though. I'm so happy.